I joke sometimes that I only really know two things. I know a lot about Jesus and a lot about television. One of my favorite movies, the first time I saw it, was a movie called The Sixth Sense. I don't know if you've seen this movie. But I find that movie absolutely fascinating for the hour and a half. And then you get to the end, and by the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, it's your own fault because it's like 20 years old, so I don't even feel bad about spoiling the ending for you. So cover your ears. Bruce Willis is really dead at the end of that, right? He's really dead at the end. You think he's alive the whole time, and then at the end of the movie, he's actually dead. And what you realize the second time you go back and watch that movie is that although he's talking to the character played by Haley Joel Osment, that anytime he's in a room, no one else is looking at him. Well, you miss those details the first time, right? Because you think that he's an actual counselor there to help this small boy. But over time, you watch the movie again, and with knowing the end, it really ruins the movie for you. It takes away the mystery because then you realize all of these small nuances, like no one ever looks at him, and he never directly talks to anyone but the child, and it just ruins the movie for you. And that's how the end of movies can work for you sometimes, is that if you know the end of the movie, it in fact will ruin the rest of the movie. Christianity is the exact opposite. Christianity says that because we know the end of the story, it in fact changes the whole story. Knowing the end of the story often ruins the story in the natural, but knowing the end for those who trust in Jesus doesn't ruin the story, it changes it. I am so grieved by a popular Christianity that passively and apathetically redefines victory by reluctantly admitting that we have hope that things will work out. So frequently I see Christians walking around like Eeyore. Well, I guess in the end it'll work out. I guess in the end it'll be okay. I guess in the end God's going to have his way and he'll work all things together for our good. I don't understand what's happening. I'm so tired of that view of Christianity. I'm so tired of people walking around knowing how the story ends, acting like Eeyore. We don't hope it works out. We know how the story ends. In the midst of your danger, anxiety, and fear, you know that Jesus is king. And that has cosmic implications. Know this. Your marriage isn't too far for God to reconcile it. Know this. Your body isn't too sick for God to heal it. Know this. Your children aren't too wayward for God to bring the prodigal home. Know this. Your soul isn't too wounded for God to restore it. Know this. Your story isn't so messy that God can't cover it with his blood and bring redemption forth out of your story. Know this. Your problem isn't too big for a God that's even bigger. The story of the gospel is that there is only one who can open the scroll, who inherits the earth, who sits at the right hand of the Father, who came and lived the life we could never live and died the death that we should have died. And in doing so, gains the rights and the rule of the whole earth, so that you would never have to face danger, anxiety, or fear alone. Find your refuge in the wings of an all-powerful, all-present, all-knowing God who is wielding angel armies in all the universe for your victory in his glory. In this, the world will know that Jesus is king and that your story already has a happy ending. And that's the gospel.